to the island of Puerto Rico, where COVID cases are just exploding right now. Take a look. If we go back 2 weeks, the island of enchantment, where Americans, live and work and travel, have had a COVID positivity rate of 2%. That's the lowest it was ever. This is just a little while ago. But now, just 2 weeks later, that indicator of community spread has soared to 34%. And ABC News' Cristina Carujo is joining us now from Puerto Rico. Cristina, what does it feel like there? How are people explaining, how they got clobbered again by COVID?
Well, Terry, epidemiologists here are calling this a perfect storm. This all comes as the holiday festivities were just starting, taking in consideration that in Puerto Rico, the holidays usually start early in November and last until late January. So people were eager to get back together. And that with a very transmissible variant kind of, was a perfect mix to this sudden spike that the island is now experiencing with a 34% of positivity rate.
I mean, it's nuts, and our hearts go out to you. But here on the mainland, obviously, we got testing frustration. How about in Puerto Rico? How's the testing situation there?
So testing situation in Puerto Rico is no different. We're seeing long lines in a lot of laboratories. The only difference is that when it comes to free testing sites, the health department here has some testing sites across the island, but it's nearly not enough for the high demand that we're seeing right now. So we're not seeing only backlogs on public laboratories, but also in private laboratories. And we're also seeing a lack of resources when it comes to personnel, which has, it's kind of creating an issue when it comes to the testing area.
And Puerto Rico, Cristina, is among the list of most vaccinated jurisdictions in the nation. 80% of the island having received at least one dose of the vaccine. That's good news. So what are experts telling you about this in regards to the infection rate increase that the island is experiencing now?
So what they're telling me right now is that, yes, we're among the top of the list of U.S. jurisdictions with the most people vaccinated with at least 2 doses. And they're telling me that that vaccine is the first line of defense. But when it comes to the percentage of people that have received a booster, it's about 26%. And what epidemiologists are telling me, and what we've seen also in recent studies published, is that with this variant, Omicron, the booster shot is a key factor when it comes to this situation. So right now, the message that health experts are trying to send out is for people to go out there and get their booster shot, just like as they did when it came to the first dose and the second dose.
And Cristina, you were talking about the holiday season in Puerto Rico and the way it's celebrated. People really just wanted to be together. My family went to Grand Rapids, a little different than Puerto Rico, but the same spirit. And there is a weariness with the restrictions. And I understand that about 2,000 new COVID cases in Puerto Rico on the island were connected to a Bad Bunny concert held recently. As I say, people want to be together. They want to have fun, but are officials trying to dial back these kinds of mass events there?
Yeah, that's right. 2,000 infections were connected to the Bad Bunny concert, but we have to also set a side note that this was not the only concert that was being held in the island. There were other festivities. This was in the midst of the starting, the holiday season. People were gathering. People were just eager to get together and celebrate after nearly 2 years in being in lockdown. So we saw kind of this spike after this multiple events, not only that specific concert, but all other events. And the government has implemented new restrictions, which include that travelers that come into the island have to come with a negative test. It also includes, starting today, they're banning alcohol selling from midnight to 5 p.m. And the health department even decided not to implement the new CDC guidelines about shortening the isolation period for asymptomatic patients amid this huge spike the island is seeing. So the government is slowly getting, new requirements out there amid this huge outbreak that Puerto Rico was seeing.
COVID is a buzzkill as well as a threat. And Cristina, we thank you for that report from Puerto Rico.
Thank you, Terry.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.